Hello again. Okay, so let's look at one more little piece of evidence. This is a different sort of thing than what I've done before. This is sort of what I'll call secondary evidence. If it was all alone, it would be meaningless. It's only meaningful because we already have the clear reason to believe that the June 21st, 2020 eclipse appears in the classroom calendar in iPad Go 2. If we didn't have that, then this would be, I think, literally meaningless. But we have that. So you'll recall from the other video, if you haven't seen that, please look in the description below. There'll be a link. But you'll recall on the other video in which I discussed the June 21st date and make connections with Operation Blackjack, iPad Go 2, Leonard Cohen's song, The Simpsons. Okay, when you watch that video, you'll recall that the calendar in the iPad Go 2 classroom has centered this. Is the 2020 calendar as well as the 2017 calendar. But when you have the 2020 calendar, you have the girl representing the annular solar eclipse, which will take place on June 21st, 2020, Father's Day, this year. And she is centered in the classroom with 6 months to the left of her, 6 months to the right of her, and just a hair to the right of her, you have at the beginning, in the back of the room, get that? Just a hair to the right of her? You have hair, the rabbit? You have the buck, this rabbit, that is representing the buck moon, which takes place on July 5th. Shortly after, 2 weeks after, the June 21st solar eclipse, the Ring of Fire eclipse, which is, I believe, and I think we have compelling reason to believe, that this is the central celestial event that iPad Go 2 revolves around. I'm not saying that's the when all these events in the video unfold that they're planning, for example, war, conflict, all this. I don't know that we can tie any dates down, any of those events down to specific dates. But I do think that their planning revolves in large part around this date and this buck moon. And we see that because we have, for example, that annular eclipse, while bin Laden is making an invocation to have success in his terrorist attacks. So we see that annular eclipse, and is the letter O in Hierophant, or as well we see that same eclipse when the missiles are being fired out of the dome in a retaliatory strike, is what it looks like. Okay, so this is a central event. Okay, so now that we have that established independently, we can look at this. We say, wait a minute, iPad Go 2 was released June 24th, 2012. Now, June 24th obviously is not June 21st, but it sure is close. Now, when I saw that, I thought, that's interesting. It's the same season, same month, same, within 3 days, 2-3 days there, right? June 21st to June 24th. So now the question is there something more to this than just, closeness? And I thought, you know what? I wonder if it's exactly 8 common years as opposed to just Gregorian calendar years. A common year is just 365 days. And so I did this date calculator, at timeanddate.com. And I'm not into this numerology stuff, by the way. I'm going to mention that now for anybody who's new to the channel. I'm not going to ever sit around and try to, take a number and twist it and turn it into all sorts of different things to figure out if it has some meaning, because I think you can do almost anything with numbers and make them say almost anything you want to say, and I think it's sort of silly. Okay, but that's not. Maybe that's your thing, and maybe you know something I don't know. So I'm not going to criticize it. I certainly can't do it in a way that I don't feel is arbitrary. But so we look here at the calculator. So I entered the publication date of the video, the release date of the video, June 24th, 2012, and I entered the end date as the eclipse date, June 21st, 2020, the solstice Father's Day annular eclipse this year. Okay, now you go down and it's 2,920 days, that period. What I'm looking for is an actual anniversary, just a straight, yeah, it's this many years. And if you go to alternative time units, we have 800.00% of a common year. In other words, it is exactly 8 calendar years from the release date to the eclipse date. This is an anniversary. You may wonder, why did they choose common years rather than just go for the regular calendar year, June 21st release date? At the time, it might have been pretty obvious. When I say that, it might have been pretty obvious. A lot of people were already looking for June 21st. This was after Operation. This was released after Operation Blackjack was a big hit in the whole, this community that researches these things. People were already looking into June 21st every year. Okay, and so that people were aware of that. I'll make another video about a different Simpsons episode in which June 21st was already featured as it related to next to 9/11, and I already plan to make a video about that. I'll make that. And so this is a, I think this is just a way to reveal and obscure at the same time again. But again, this would be meaningless if we didn't already have independent evidence of June 21st in the video. So I thought I'd mention that because, hey, why not? You guys are interested and you can make of it what you want. Okay? Like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that sort of thing. It'd be great to hear from you. Okay, take care. Thanks.